Welcome to the Hudson Valley Disc Golf Podcast. Got Corey, Jason, Jack, Jaimen, Alex, and our guest tonight has been a PDGA member since 2021, played his first pro event in 2022 at April Shower 16, and got his first pro win later that year at the Stony Kill Scorcher 2, defeating the likes of Dave Koch, Randy Bemis, Filth Raskinator, and yes, Corey Cook. In 2023, his third place finish at the Electricity Classic, second place finish at the Whipple City Classic, and a win at April Shower 17 secured the 2023 Hudson Valley Disc Golf Podcast Co-Player of the Year Award. Welcome to the podcast, Kyle Hirsch.
Hey guys, thanks for having me, Pat.
Hi, Kyle.
Thanks for coming on. How did you first discover disc golf?
So back in 2018, I had a group of friends who also played casually, so they took me out and showed me for the first time down at Central Park. Pretty much exclusively played Central Park for that entire summer in 2018. Me and my group of friends, we pretty much only just threw tomahawks and forehands, and that's all I threw for the first year or two. After coming from baseball, it was just kind of a natural motion for me. After playing casually for a couple of years, I decided I wanted to show up to doubles. Met a couple of guys in the scene eventually and decided to start playing competitively, and yeah, I went from there.
Is Central Park, would you call that your home course?
Yeah, definitely would call it my home course. It's definitely the closest to me. Play the most rounds there by far. Not sure. I would have to call it my favorite course just because I played there so much, but yeah.
I get that. You said you came from baseball. Did you play any other disc sports like Ultimate or anything like that?
No, never played Frisbee or Ultimate Frisbee. I think that's why I kind of was scared of the backhand for a while. It just wasn't natural for me, and I was scared of having to learn how to throw that motion.
What position did you play at baseball?
I played third base. For a while, it was just the overhand because even the forehand was a kind of complex motion. The overhand was just throw it like a baseball pretty much, and it would go dead straight. But you can't do that in every hole, so eventually I had to learn.
Would you say that you've tried to go tomahawk on every hole you've ever played?
Not every hole. It's not possible, but yeah, I still use it now all the time. I use it very often in the woods, especially at Jane North, Burbine. I use it like almost exclusively for scrambling, and I think it's a weapon if you can learn how to use it.
Are there any holes at J Park that you use it off the tee?
I can't think of anything off the tee. I know that for these disc captains matches, these New England courses that are super wooded, I definitely use them off the tee quite a bit, especially at Devon's. I was using it a lot, maybe like 5 tee shots.
You joined the PDGA in 2021, so that's about 2 to 3 years after you started playing. What made you decide to join?
Yeah, after starting doubles at Central Park, I realized that there was more of a scene than I had realized. I wanted to build up my skills for a little bit just before I officially joined, and the year I joined was when I first started learning actually how to backhand. Actually, 2020 was my first tournament. I know you guys have brought it up on the podcast when I played with Mike Schwartz at the Battle of Saratoga.
From episode 194, Triple Corey Action, October 27th, 2023.
The tournament director and MA3 winner of the Battle of Saratoga 18, Mike Schwartz. How you doing? Thanks for joining us, Mike.
How you guys doing?
Hey, Mike.
Did you have any inclination at the time that one of the guys that you beat in that tournament would go on to become the 2023 Hudson Valley Disc Golf Podcast Player of the Year?
No, I was amazed I even placed in the top 5 in that event.
I'm speaking of Corey's nemesis, Kyle Hirsch, who you beat by 16 strokes in that event. Were you aware of that?
Yeah, that was a flash in the pan. I've never played that well since.
Wait. What Battle of Saratoga was this?
18, right?
So 2020?
Wow. Kyle.
Yeah, that was 2020 because that was Marky Chap that won it. And I TD'd it.
Kyle was even playing disc golf back then.
He played MA3. I think you played MA1, Corey, in that one.
Oh my God, I dunked all over. I beat him by 22 strokes. Wow, he was bad. 741. Oh, wait, this is like a classic, Kyle. Round 1, 905. Round 2, 741.
Oh, no.
And I found that little nugget. I thought Corey would appreciate it.
Yeah, that's good. I thought Kyle just appeared out of thin air one day. I didn't realize he was even playing tournaments in 2020. Wasn't even on my radar.
Did you not know him before disc golf?
Nope.
I think he came in during the COVID boom.
Yeah.
That tracks.
So it's possible that was his very first event.
Yeah, he didn't even have a PGA number back then for that one.
Yeah, I noticed that too. His name wasn't highlighted or anything.
Yeah, the only other tournament we had that year was Blatnick. I know that was like 2 weeks after the battle, I think.
Hang on, I just to make sure I beat him there too. Oh, that's MA2. Sorry, you played MA3 probably. No, I don't see him on there either.
That was before I had a PGA number. And I joined just to get experience, and I just wanted to see what other people were doing.
Was that the last time Corey beat you in anything?
Probably, yeah.
That's, first of all, as Kyle would say, that's cap, or as some other our younger listeners would say. But Kyle, I'm almost more impressed that you decided to keep playing after getting whooped so bad at Heiser Creek that day.
Well, I had a good first round. For my first round ever, only +2 at Heiser. I didn't think it was that bad, but yeah. So at that point, I had never even played a disc golf round before like noon. It was a 9 a.m. round. I'd never played a round that early, and it was so cold out. I remember it was almost snowing, and I shot +20 or something at Heiser. That was rough.
Some people would say that I'm hating, but also my first tournament went the same exact way, where I'm pretty sure I came dead last at MA3. And that was the first and last time I ever overate on a lunch break between in a disc golf event. Now I don't even fucking eat lunch anymore because I know what it'll do to me.
You never played a round that early, and now that's probably when you played those rounds exclusively is early in the morning, right?
Yeah, unfortunately. I mean, my casual rounds, not so much.
Do you remember your first disc?
I think it was a Thunderbird. Back when I first started playing, my friend just brought a big cardboard box of discs, and my friends would just dig into it and pick out anything we could find. And I remember he had this red Champion Thunderbird, and my friend told me it'd be good for tomahawking, and I just stuck with that for a long time. I don't throw one anymore.
So if I played with you in, like, say, 2019, 2020, what was going to be predominantly in your bag?
Yeah, the Thunderbird. I threw a lot of destroyers. That's pretty much all I threw with a forehand. And I think I just had this beat-up AVR putter. And that was pretty much it. We didn't even use a bag for the first couple of years, just walked around with 3 discs in our hand. Until I saw we showed up at doubles with 3 discs in our hand, and we're like, wait, everyone's got a full bag of discs. We should probably get some more.
What company or what discs do you go to?
Yeah, so I'm kind of a mix between 2 or 3 companies. I have mostly Innova and some Clash in there, and I putt with 2 Rainmakers, which are just Discmania, but most of my drivers are Innova. I've been throwing a lot of Clash discs recently, and I found out about them sometime last year, and I just love the way their mid-ranges feel. I messed around with a lot of different mid-ranges from pretty much every company. I was really looking for a neutral mid-range, and once I tried out the Barry, the Barry feels perfect. It does exactly what a Buzz does, but without that weird rim. The rims just feel really good in my hand. Also, I love the way the Comet flew, but the Comet has that weird rim. If anyone's ever felt a Comet, you know it's got that weird bead on it.
Have I ever?
I was going to say, Jack, that's your disc, right?
Yeah.
But Clash has a Peach, which is just a Comet with a normal rim, and it's perfect. It's exactly what I was looking for.
What do you mean by normal?
It just has no weird beat. It feels like a regular. I don't know how to describe it. Just like a regular mid range would feel.
Okay.
Something like a Buzz rim, but flies like a Comet.
And you get to say when you throw it, whoa, that's a Peach.
Yep.
Yeah. So Chris Lucier is a big fucking fan of disc golf puns, and I told him, that's a peach on a shot that he threw, and he pulled one out of his bag and said, "No, this is a peach." And I said, "You're a dick."
All right, so I am in a spot right now where my fairway drivers, like my 7 speeds, I have 1 that goes left and then 2 that go right. The 2 that go right basically go the same. I want to have 1 that goes left, 1 that goes straight, and 1 that goes right.
Okay.
Is the cookie a good disc that will like get that little bit of turn, then come back at the end?
I don't think the cookie is what you're looking for now. The cookie's it's like a T-bird, maybe a little more stable.
Okay.
I've thrown their cookie. Their spice is like a Firebird. I used that for a while, but now I'm on to the Draco. Haven't thrown the Cinnamon, which is supposed to be like a Undertaker, like a neutral fairway. And they also have the Ginger, which is supposed to be like a Thunderbird. They have a Lotus, which was supposed to be like a dead straight fairway, but that was also a little stable. So I'm not sure about a neutral fairway.
All right, gotcha. Yeah, I'm looking for something that I can just like kind of rip into and it'll just go dead straight, but isn't a lift. A lift is a little too fast for the wood sometimes.
Yeah, I use a T-Bird 3 for that. It's just perfectly dead straight, like a glow T-Bird 3. And
All right.
Yeah, it has like almost no fade, a little bit of flip up.
Really? That's interesting. I always assumed the T-Bird 3 was a little bit more stable than the T-Bird, a little bit more overstable, I should say.
Yeah.
Because that's how basically all the 3s have gone compared to their like original disc.
Yeah, the numbers suggest that too. I think it's 8402 or something. But
it doesn't work that way?
Must be the plastic that it's in, that glow. I think it's Glow Star or Glow Champ, but yeah, just pretty much dead straight. I've beat it in too, but
cool. Thanks.
Any other disc question?
Why don't you throw proxies?
They just fly like Envies. If I need a different stability of putter, I just throw a different type of Envy. I have an Envy that goes perfectly dead straight, and they feel the same as proxies, I thought.
Yeah, they feel almost identical. Like if I had both of them in my bag, I feel like I'd pick out the wrong one sometimes if I wasn't looking.
Yeah, I think the Envy just kind of offers, like, you can get any stability of Envy. You can get understable, really stable, or neutral.
All right. You're wrong, but that's fine. It's okay to be wrong sometimes.
again, PDGA member since 2022. What made you decide to switch to pro?
I think I told myself once I could win MA1, I would move up. And it made sense at the time that I did. I think I had just won Mindkill AM side against Dave Koch and Corey, and it was a decent field. And then I also won a Thatcher Park tournament. So I told myself I would move up.
Yeah. What are your goals for 2024 for disc golf?
Yeah, I have a couple goals. I think my main one, ratings-wise, I want to try to aim for 985 plus. I think it's a little ambitious, but I think it's doable. Last year, I think I went up by 20, but 950 to 970 seems a lot easier than like 970 to 985, but I think I can do it. I might have to cherry pick a couple of tournaments, but it's doable.
Did you hear that, Corey? 950 to 971 is easier than 971 to 985.
Well, all I heard was they was going to cherry pick events.
I just don't like playing a couple of local courses for a rating. I'm not a great woods player. I'm not the best at hitting gaps. I wish I was. It's definitely something I need to work on, and that's kind of a problem locally.
What are you rated now?
971, I think.
Oh shit! Okay, I kind of forgot you were that high. I was going to ask, what did you think the biggest thing is that you have to work on to get to 985?
I think my backhand is still lagging behind a little bit. I'm always working on backhand form.
But like hitting lines or like distance or...
Hitting lines is definitely the biggest problem. When I can play on an open course like Fox Run or Mindkill, I tend to do a lot better. I don't have to worry about hitting specific lines. I have the distance down. Yeah, my backhand accuracy is an issue for me. And like short putter up shots with my backhand are an issue. So I'm always working on that.
How far would you say you could throw in an open area?
I've never actually measured. I know forehand I can throw about 450. I'm guessing 450 on a backhand, like full flex, but golf line probably 400, a little over 400.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Do you have any specific travel goals for tournaments, Kyle? Anything that you want to get to that you've never gotten to before?
Not any tournaments off the top of my head. I'm definitely going to try to hit a bunch of the bigger tournaments that I hit last year. I want to get out to Brewster Ridge again, hopefully be able to play the full tournament this time. I want to get out to Lost Valley in Pennsylvania, maybe a couple more tournaments in Massachusetts. I want to try that Greater Hartford Open that Corey tried. I heard that's a good course.
Yeah, you would do good there. I wanted to get back out there again this year, but I forgot that date falls on the date of something else, I think.
What's that course called again?
Wickham Park.
Oh, yeah. I definitely want to get back out to Meadowbrook. I think they have like 3 tournaments a year there, 2 or 3. I loved Meadowbrook.
I think they're doing at least part of an A tier there.
Which one is that?
Is that Welcome to the Jungle? Is part of that there?
Yeah, I think so. And they mix that with Cogs. They call the other one Cogs.
Yeah, Cogs Hall. I'm looking at doing that one.
Yeah, Cogs, I've seen footage. And it seems very technical.
Yep, very wooded.
Any thoughts for number of tournaments, or do you play about the most that you're going to play?
Don't have a goal specifically for a number, but pretty much every weekend that I can get to a tournament, I probably will try to see if there's something going on.
What happened at Brewster Ridge? You said you weren't able to finish?
Yeah, I played round 1 at Brewster, and I did well. I was in 5th on chase card, and then turns out I had Lyme disease, and I found out when I was in Vermont. The day of round 2, I went to urgent care, and they took my blood. Yeah, and I found out I had Lyme disease, so that was terrible. And I just spent the rest of the week in our Airbnb just bedridden.
Yeah, that sucks. I've gotten it a couple times.
I had it once, never had a flare-up. I think, thank God, even though I feel like I caught it late. I think I got it from Mindkill. There was like a monthly on like Memorial Day weekend before the tournament or something like that. And I'm going to guess that's when I got bit, and it hit me hard like the day before Mindkill, and I somehow toughed it out. Didn't know I had Lyme disease. Thought I had the flu. Shit sucked. That was like the last time it was a 4-round, 2-day tournament.
Anybody else come across it?
Luckily not.
Yeah, I'm really fortunate. I'm like very sensitive to tick bites, like almost allergic to them. So within a couple hours, if a tick bites me, I'm like breaking out and very itchy. So they've never stayed at me long enough, I think, to get Lyme's disease. But my brother, sister, Jess, grandmother, mother, everybody in my family's had it. So I've seen what it can do. I mean, Jess was like, it was like the flu for like a week.
Yeah, it's brutal. Any other goals for the year, Kyle?
Yeah, I want to place higher. A tier is probably, I want a top 4 finish. I think that would be an ambitious goal. Try to get on coverage or something. I think that'd be cool. Maybe that's a far-fetched goal for 2024, but 2025 for sure. But other than that, yeah, pretty much just the ratings goal. And I definitely want to have more of a social media presence.
Mm-hmm.
I said that last year too, but I need to start posting things about tournaments and stuff.
Are you trying to like get sponsored or something?
Yeah, that's the main goal.
By who?
Normally,
Who are you trying to get sponsored by?
I think Clash would be a cool sponsorship. I like a lot of Clash disc stuff.
Cool.
Do you have any current sponsors?
Yeah, 80K discs. Well, at least for 2023, there's 80K discs. Corey.
I taught Kyle everything he knew. I'm kind of like his
Mom.
his sponsor, his mom. Yeah,
You're his sponsor?
yeah. I'm the assistant to the regional sponsor.
Speaking of getting on coverage, I think the Warwick coverage from Gatekeeper went up really recently.
Yeah,
of this
I watched
past year's
that.
tournament.
Who was on that?
Harry Chase, Steve, Paul Kranz. Oh, did I say Paul Kranz? I meant David Fleck. And damn, what's his name?
Chase, Fleck, Hammerston, Brinster.
Hammerston. Yeah,
Harry Chase kind of went off.
yeah. He popped off.
He destroyed the field.
I heard a lot of people say, how is Harry so good at this course? He had a couple tough tournaments earlier in the season and just like smashed that one. He won it last year too, which is winning Warwick 2 years in a row is not an easy thing to do unless your name's Steve.
Was it just the final round? On the coverage, I mean.
Yeah, final round.
What's the layout? Is it blue?
I would
Yeah.
assume, long to long. And it looks like it's just the front nine right now still. But
Who did the coverage?
Gatekeeper Media, I just
Oh,
posted
okay.
a link.
They have the back nine Heiser Media, different channel for some reason.
Oh yeah, they split it up. Yep.
Okay.
What is your disc golf beverage?
Like something I drink on the course.
Yeah, while you're playing.
Anyone that plays with me knows I drink these orange flavored Adirondack waters. I don't know what it is. I don't like regular water. I like something flavored. So I always bring these orange waters around with me. I drink them maybe 12 bottles a day or something.
So no beer or anything like that ever on the course?
No. Occasionally in Team Challenge, I'll have something alcoholic maybe between rounds, but definitely not often.
No, I like it. We have some very responsible disc golfers on the podcast, just saying. And Corey, do you want to ask, or Jason?
I have one. I got it. If this is what you're gonna say. Okay, Kyle.
Yeah.
You're going to a tournament at Meadowbrook. Anthony
Okay.
Bohansky has a free weekend. He says he'll come caddy for you. Obviously, he's bringing his own bag as well. On the way out, you stop at Chick-fil-A on the throughway. For some reason, you guys both put your disc golf bags on top of the car. You drive away. You don't realize it. By the time you do, you pull over. Your bag, completely gone. Anthony Bohansky's bag, the entire thing is gone. Except for 3 discs. What 3 discs are in Anthony Bohansky's bag that you're going to rely on using at a tournament at Meadowbrook?
I don't know where you got this question.
Wow.
It's very specific. But
It's getting more and more specific as more and more guests get asked it.
This is multi-layered. Kyle loves Chick-fil-A.
I like
Can't
this
pass one
question.
without eating. He's definitely going to be with Anthony Bohansky because he's probably got a free weekend. He's in a caddy for him.
But Chick-fil-A is part of the trick math here. It doesn't actually factor.
Is it a Sunday tournament? Because
No. It's on Saturday. They're dropping out Saturday. So it's open until the law gets passed where they're forcing Chick-fil-A to be open on Sundays, which is crazy.
Only new ones, though, I believe. It's only
Yeah.
the new ones. Yeah.
Imagine
Same question, but it's Burger King.
the
right?
government steps in to tell Chick-fil-A that they have to start serving chicken on Sundays.
I can't believe that didn't get brought up like at the very beginning.
Okay, we're
Like-
getting detracted. Anthony Bohansky's bag, if you know him, is all types of flippy stuff, and Kyle cannot throw flippy stuff.
I can. Yes, I can. That's fake news.
Oh, maybe.
I just don't.
So what 3 discs does he have in his bag that you're going to be able to play a tournament with?
Okay, I do know his bag pretty well. He likes to bag these 12-speed discs from Westside and Dynamic Discs. They're all kind of the exact same thing, these flippy drivers. But he does have like 2 overstable discs in his bag. I would throw a Felon. He throws a Felon. He's got this D2. I think it's like one of his only max weight drivers he probably has in his bag, but that's his most stable disc. I would throw that. And I think I need a putter, right? I'd have to pick one of his putters.
No, 3 discs to throw
Okay.
and this putting putter.
He doesn't even bag a zone or anything. He's got this like Savior, I think, which is a latitude somewhat stable 4 or 5 speed. But yeah, probably just an approach disc, a fairway, and a distance driver. That should cover it.
And what is he putting with? What are you putting with, I mean?
He's got this like XT AVR. Yeah,
Oh.
it's like a base plastic.
A
AVR.
cultured
I can
man, a
manage.
man that puts with XT plastic. I'd like to hear it.
He putts with his Star plastic AVRs for some reason. Only person in the world that does it. But I just can't get grip on stuff like that, especially when it's cold. It's just impossible to grip that Star plastic when you're putting.
You should get yourself an XT Bullfrog.
No. Good question.
Thanks. Another question. How has being named the 2023 Hudson Valley Disc Golf Podcast Co-Player of the Year Award changed your life?
It's definitely an honor. I'm a little upset that it had to be co-player of the year, so next year I'm going to make sure that there's no co in front of that. So I'm going to go a little harder next year, make sure there's no question.
Did you listen when we went over it?
Yep.
Did you disagree?
Oh, no, but if you're going by the points, yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, okay.
And Tucker's, I think he's a really good player. He's better than me at this point, so he definitely deserves it.
Don't worry, I'll edit that out. Nice.
Do you think, Kyle, that this rivalry that you may or may not know that we have had for this whole time, do you think that's going to drive you to become a better disc golfer, to hopefully keep me at bay with this win-loss record this year?
Well, I don't know. It depends if you can keep up with me or not, or else it's just going to fizzle out.
Or do I just cherry pick the events that you're cherry picking and only play the ones that I know I could beat you at?
Like what?
Any wooded course where you don't have to throw 400 feet.
Well, I'm not playing those. I'm not playing Burbine.
Yeah, it's probably good for you.
Does the win-loss record reset now that it's 2024?
100%. Yeah. Yeah, that was just a warm-up. 2023 was just a warm-up.
What about 2022?
That wasn't a thing back then. It was a weird year.
Kyle, did you say you'd play Team Challenge?
I do, yeah. New York Team Challenge, I play for Team Central Park, and New England Team Challenge, I play for Disc Captains.
Okay. And did you guys have a match this past weekend?
Yeah.
That didn't sound like a happy yeah.
Oh, wow. We played in New Hampshire against Queen City.
That was an away match in New Hampshire.
Yeah.
With the fears of an impending doom in the form of a snowstorm in a lot of people's minds, worried about getting back to New York before the snow hit, or not to have a bad drive back.
Which turned out to be
farce.
Our timing was great, yeah. I think Parker and I got back into Glens Falls, which was like 3.5 hours through the mountains of New Hampshire and Vermont without as much of a snowflake hitting us.
Like 10 minutes of snow, just flurries going into Greenville.
Are you guys saying that you didn't get a ton of snow this weekend, Jason?
No, I mean, I got like 5 or 6 inches, but coming back from New Hampshire Saturday night, coming into Greenville, I had like 10 minutes of snow. So had we had like a longer round there, I probably would have been on the thruway in the snow, which would have sucked.
Yeah, even the roads like coming towards my house near J Park were snow covered. And I had already known that like they weren't going to be sending plows out until midnight. So I was hoping that whatever snow we got didn't come very heavy in the beginning, but the roads near me were pretty slick. So I'm glad we got back when we did, or else it would have been a little bit more problematic.
We ended up like over a foot here.
Oof.
Damn.
Which I felt like you guys, really. Every once in a while, we just get right in the middle of it. The city got some rain and slush. Jack, you guys you got a decent amount, right?
I think we got 4 inches, and by morning it was 2 inches.
Oh, wow. We kind of already talked about it, but who did you guys play and where?
So we played Queen City at the Hollows in New Hampshire, in Manchester, New Hampshire.
That's a tough place to go play.
Yep, not one I'm looking to go back to first. That's a course I'm glad I played not in a tournament. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We had them last year, the same weekend that the Capital Discs Open was. So we were down a couple of players and, playing the Hollows, which is a very difficult course to play. So, that didn't go well for us.
So did you go early, Jaimen, or did you go up day of?
I went out Friday night, got a hotel. One of the guys on our team, Chris Bolton, recommended this hotel called Even, and all the rooms had like little bits of workout equipment in it. It's pretty interesting. I did not utilize any of it. I ate some Indian food and fell asleep.
I think it's been alluded to a bit. What were your thoughts going into the match as far as winnability?
This is a very tough team. I think the top 75% of their team is 930 or higher. And then they're topped off with a 1,000 rated player, a 987 rated player, and then I want to say a couple more 970 players. So they've got a lot of firepower that they can kind of mess around with. And so my goal going into that match was just to get as many points as we could to kind of make sure that our percentage going into the end of the season was as high as it could be. I think in doubles, I tried to win too many matches, so that kind of came back and bit me. I kind of watered them down a little bit too much, but I think we kind of got the points that we could get. I was super frustrated with my own matches because I lost both of them in like the same manner on literally the same holes. Both rounds. Jason saw it first round. Going back into those two holes second round, I felt like I was in Nam. It was very frustrating. In both matches, we were up by a point, and then second to last hole, they took the hole, and then the hole after that, they just sealed it off. It was really frustrating. It was hole 16 and 17 out there. The course has, I think Jason's the first one that said it to me, and now I can't stop seeing it. Every single long tee is framed by two trees.
Yeah.
Like, so every single shot is just a gap shot. And it got pretty old. Yeah, and 17th and 18th hole, it gets kind of annoying.
So I noticed that as well. What blew me away about playing that team on that course is they throw all those gaps full power. Like they don't miss them.
Yeah. Well, that's what else can you do?
Right. So what I can do and what people can do who visit the course is just try and beat the gap. But those bastards beat the gap full power.
Yeah.
So they're birding holes that, like, I'm not even throwing a disc far enough to bird the hole. I'm just trying to beat the gap.
Yeah. Yeah. It was an interesting course. I could see how playing that course all the time would make you a really confident woods player.
Yeah.
I don't think there were too many holes that were really dependent on luck, but it's just like those holes were there. There was a couple other design things, but that's not what I'm trying to talk about. But yeah, no, I think that personally, when I don't get points in a match, I feel like I let the team down. I feel like I'm one of the people that should be getting points. So, I myself probably should have gotten 3 more points, I feel like, but it just didn't work out.
Yeah, but didn't you also play 1,000+ rated guy in singles?
Yeah, but I didn't beat the whole time. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think he led for like 2 holes of the entire round, and one of them was the last one. He wasn't doing anything that I couldn't keep up with or beat him on. He had a couple of really good shots, one really, really good drive, but like all in all, I was beating him. It's just I didn't know the course well enough to keep it up down the stretch. And then, the second round, we couldn't putt at the end of the round. We missed like 1 putt from like 25 that if we had made, it would have probably kept the momentum on our side and gave us that win, or at least brought it into a playoff.
How was your weekend, Corey?
Oh, yeah, pretty good. A group of us went out Friday morning and got some practice rounds in. I have played there before back in 2019. Me and Chris Dahl went out there for a tournament. So I was somewhat familiar with some of the course. But Friday night, we stayed at a hotel. We drank some beers, played some board games. We played that birdie disc golf game, that Steve Dodge board game. Broke that out, figured out how to play that.
Still haven't gotten your disc in a box?
I have not gotten my disc in the box yet, no. So my singles match went pretty good. I got a win. Actually, I played with Matt Cully. We both came back with wins. He had a walk-off ace to win 4-3. So he was ecstatic for that. But I was down a couple points with only a few holes left, and I clawed my way back, and I won my match on the last hole as well.
Is there any kind of New England Team Challenge A spot for that?
There is. They started a couple years ago. It's on disc golf scene now. It gets up pretty high, but if you want in, you pay into it on disc golf scene, and when it gets hit, it gets paid out and resets the pot.
So it's run by the month. So all of the aces that get hit in the month of December pay off.
That's the most fair way to do it, right?
Yeah, as long as it's in a team challenge match.
Well, yeah. They're not doing random aces that they see on Facebook, Corey.
But, it can't, obviously it has to be during the round, not like during the warm-up. But the spread was pretty good. I think someone was making breakfast sandwiches on a grill in the morning. They had some, I'm guessing, homemade chicken wings, some Mexican street corn. That was one of my favorites. They had beers, which was cool. But yeah, spread was pretty good. And then, went out for doubles. I think Chris and I were playing pretty good. I was playing so good this weekend. All those gap shots you had at full power off the tee pad, I was freaking lacing them. And then we got to hole 17, Jaimen, which I think you said you're pretty familiar with at this point.
Yep, it's in my nightmares.
Me and Chris both fucked it up in such a glorious fashion. I think we took a 6. I think we visited both Guam and Nam in the course of playing the hole. And then from there, like the last few holes, 18 is an impossible birdie. 1 is gettable. And I think we got a couple birdies in the end to like get a little bit closer. But at the same time, we started like knowing we were back, we had to make ground. We started running some stuff that kind of burned us. But that course is like, it doesn't feel that long as far as the footage to play, but trekking it, there's a couple big exhausting hill climbs, and doing them 2 to 5 times in that one day in the cold, it starts to get to you by the end of the day. But good weekend for Team Challenge, though.
Nice. Going back to the spread real quick, Jeff Wachowski did post Seapool, Queen City, breakfast sandwich was solid. 12 crock pots. And for Jack, Mike Jones also gave that a 7.2.
Yeah. I saw that. I guess that's his thing. That's what Mike Jones does.
They had like 2 crock pots at Kabasa, so I know Wachowski was happy about that. Kyle, what did you eat on the spread?
What I always eat, I find the mac and cheese crock pot and just put that all on my plate, and that's pretty much it. Some chips. I'm a picky eater, so the mac and cheese is appreciated.
No doubt. How did your day go, Kyle?
It went pretty good. I was part of the crew that went up there the day before on Friday and played the course beforehand. I really enjoy playing these courses beforehand and just kind of making a game plan because there can be some quirky holes. I don't want to get blindsided. So my singles round went pretty well. I think I started 4 down through the first 4, and after that, it was just kind of smooth sailing. And my opponent was kind of beating himself a little bit too, so that's always appreciated. He was good. All the players I faced seemed pretty solid. I played with Anthony Bohanski round 1, and his opponent was also, I think, 960 rated, somewhere around there, but he was really good. Then doubles didn't go as well as I'd hoped, but yeah, the people we faced were just ham and egging it. One guy would just completely miss a fairway, and the next guy would just lace it, and that seems to happen a lot. Unfortunate.
And Jason, you played as well?
Yeah.
How'd you do?
Good. I went out with Jess and the kids. We got a hotel Friday night and got one with a pool. So kind of like made a little vacation out of it. Yeah, the first round, I don't know if it's because I was playing it blind or what, but I was just so good off the tee. I was parking everything, didn't have to putt, which was good because I wasn't putting that well. But yeah, just, I don't know, probably half the holes I parked. And then the second round, I couldn't keep it up, but kind of ham and egged it with Adam Nelson, and we ended up going to playoff and winning.
What do Jess and the kids do while you're playing?
She played somewhere else and took the kids different places in Manchester. I'm not 100% sure what she was doing, but she stopped by at lunch.
Do you remember where she played?
I think the same course.
Oh, the south side?
Yeah, that, or she jumped in and was side. I'm not sure.
Yeah, at the end of the singles round walking back, I saw her with the kids playing the same layout we were playing.
And what is your lunchtime go-to?
I started eating a little late. The mac and cheese was gone by the time I got there. Kyle ate it all, I guess.
Yeah, it was tough for me too.
But they had the chicken wings. I got a couple of those. Those were really good. I don't know where they get the wings from, but they were good wings and they were done really well. And there was something else that was good there. Oh, I think they had like pulled pork was pretty good.
Oh, yeah, I did. They also had buffalo chicken wing dip, which usually I load up on, but it was more like buffalo chicken wing soup. It was so runny. But instead, and I know Jaimen liked it because I saw a big old plop on his plate, was they had like a creamy spinach artichoke dip.
Yep.
Yeah. That was pretty solid. That might have been next to the chicken wings and obviously the pulled meat. I'm going to go with the creamy spinach artichoke dip is my favorite.
The meatballs were nice and warm too.
Yeah, those were good.
Kyle, was there any meat in the mac and cheese, or was it just straight up mac and cheese?
There might have been. I'm not really sure. I gotta say though, they must have made that mac and cheese with some weak sauce. That was some of the worst mac and cheese I've had.
It's not Jaimen's mac and cheese. For sure.
Yeah, Jaimen's mac and cheese, nice and cheesy. This thing was missing something.
Cheese.
You guys didn't miss out.
It was actually just a pasta salad.
Butter noodles.
To Jaimen's point, though, I was a little, actually, I was quite a bit disappointed in the course. It's an Eric McCabe design course, so I thought, like, with a world-class player that going into it would have been a little bit better design. It seemed like it was very repetitive. There was, like, safety nets between holes, and didn't really care for the style either. It was like every shot was, you got to hit a gap off the tee, flex some kind of shot, and then there's a fast green. And it was so repetitive, I honestly couldn't tell you half the holes, what number they were.
Just blend into each other?
Yeah, but glad it's so far away that I played it in Team Challenge, and same thing, if there was ever a big tournament there, I probably wouldn't go to it.
So after singles, it was 15-7, and then 17-5 for a total of 32-12. Jaimen, and I don't mean to bring this up, does that put you guys at 0-3 or 0-4?
0-4. We've only had one home match in this stand, so like that first half of the year is tough.
I was going to say, you kind of predicted this before, and you still feel as though you have a shot to get at least not relegated this season.
Yeah, I'm not going to say I'd be surprised if we were relegated because we're 0-4, but I do see Devons and Mountainside both going 1-6. And as long as we defend at home, if we go 2-5 or 3-4, if we're able to take the Bombers at our neutral match, then I think we'll be absolutely fine. But the C pool this year, it's just
top heavy.
It's top heavy, but like there's away wins everywhere.
Has Devons already played Mountainside?
No, not yet. And that's the one thing is if for some reason Devons is able to beat Mountainside at Mountainside, then it would still go to points percentage, which I think we're going to have them on anyways. But, I don't want to count on any of that, but that is the way that I think it's going to go, if that makes sense.
Have you chosen the neutral match location?
Olcholm, I think, is where that is looking.
Okay, I remember. Yeah, that's it. I thought it was going to be at 501.
No, Olcholm that's where the finals is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay. So looking at through only December, the away team, is 1, 2, 3, 4 times. And that's pretty considerable. I mean, you might see that one time in a season in a lot of normal team challenge years. So there's a lot of that going on. I'm looking at January. I think there's going to be at least, I think Barry's going to Mountainside. So that's going to be the 5th away win. I think Queen City is going to beat Bellamy. That's the 6th.
That's February.
Oh, sorry. Whatever the next month is. I don't know what the hell's going on. Bombers are going to Devon. That'll be the 7th away win. Yeah, I'm looking at 7 away wins in one season for one league. I don't know what other pools look like, but that's got to be the most away wins I've ever seen.
At least for like an established pool. You know what I mean? Like you could see something like that in play-in or
something.
Yeah.
What's your next match?
February, we have Mountainside coming to us at the end of February, the 24th.
Feeling confident about that one?
I just feel sorry for what we're going to do to them.
Yeah. I think there's going to be a lot of latent aggression on that one.
I'm going to have to start employing some borderline acceptable tactics. No, I'm not going to practice. No, I'm going to play mind games.
Yeah.
I'm going to play this one dirty.
PBR at the turn.
Yeah, exactly. Except all my PBRs will be spiked with water.
All right. There was another team challenge. Alex, the Stony Killers played. Who did you play and where?
We got to stay home for the snowstorm, so that's always good. We played against Chainsbury, who were coming down from Amesbury is pretty much on the Massachusetts-New Hampshire border in Massachusetts.
So how far would you say about just speculating?
I want to say 2.5, 3 in that general range. Yeah, something like that. So they came in. This was a pretty important one for us, I'd say. You know, it's always important to win your home matches, but especially after our loss to Tank, we really need to defend the home matches to make sure we're not in danger of being relegated. And we did, so I'm always proud of that. Yeah, singles went reasonably well. I would have liked to pick up a couple more, but I think looking at the scores, we had 4 that were 1 up, and then a 2 up, and then 2 pushes. So there were a lot that it seems like it could have gone either way. So, if, you know, a couple of those go the other way, then we're looking in better shape going into doubles. But turns out we didn't really need to worry too much about doubles because I was one of the only people who weren't playing well.
So after singles, you were 11-7.
Yeah. And normally you'd like to be 13, 14 points in that sort of situation. It's not always going to be possible to get that far up, but, you know, if you get to 12 or 13, that makes it really difficult for the other team in doubles because they have to try to win a majority of those matches. And like Jaimen was saying with his match, if you end up spreading things out too thin, then you end up in a rough situation where a lot of teams might end up just losing when you could have switched things up to have a couple of winning teams and a couple of losing teams.
Nice. So how was your round?
First round was a little bit of a mismatch. I played very well, I think, in the first round, and he was a little bit off. So I ended up taking that one 7-6 and was never really worried.
And for those listening at home, Alex did start on hole 10.
Yep, always. Yeah, I think I took the first 4 or 5 out of the first 6 holes or something like that. So, like, he kind of got to warm up after that and went pretty even with me. But that's a really tough hole to dig yourself out of. Justin was also playing well on my card, so that was always good. And he's coming off a back injury or something like that. I want to say herniated disc. So he wasn't throwing forehands, but, you know, still playing very well, which is always nice.
Is that Jay Frey?
Yeah, Justin Fry. Justin Fry? Is it? I never remember how he pronounced it.
Fry.
I think we established Fry. Yeah.
Fry. Yeah, so he was on my card, and that was nice. Then going into doubles, we were able to, you know, put together a couple of different teams than we normally would, you know, trying to get a feel for, you know, different synergies and things like that. And a lot of them paid off, and a couple of them didn't really need to pay off, but they ended up paying off anyway. So that's always a good setup for getting a lot of points. So we lost 2 matches. One was a 1-hole playoff, and the other one was mine, and we lost by 4 strokes. So that one wasn't even close. But yeah, we were just both off at the same time, and and doubles that'll really kill you.
What's the circle on Randy Bemis and Tyler Calzada's?
So they won in a 4-hole playoff.
It's just small.
Yeah, it's a tough one to read. Somebody commented and asked if it was a 9-hole playoff, but yeah, no, just 4. And obviously they were the last ones out, and we had well secured the win at that point. So Kat had ended up going out and tracking down Randy, or at least texting him and let him know it didn't matter. But by the time we got in contact with him, they had already finished up.
Nice. I do got to point out with these whiteboards, we've done 2 matches, both in red and green, and both use 2 colors for push. That's just trippy.
Yeah, it's a sort of classic. If you're just trying to get a gauge for like who's winning, a quick glance at the board, looking at the colors, it's nice to have the push in 2 different colors.
It's a good point. Okay. And the other is just Christmas.
Yeah, it wasn't intended to be Christmas, but those just happened to be the colors we pulled out. Funny that just kept it the same.
Yeah. So like I said, it was 11-7 singles. Doubles was 14-4 for a final tally of 25-11.
Yeah. Always nice to come back with that many wins in doubles.
As far as your lunch, I know you guys were home, so you're going to be biased and all that kind of stuff. But do you consider Stony Kill a good, for example, FDR, you've got the pavilion, you might have to use all one plug, but you got power and all that. What are your benefits? What are your drawbacks as far as for lunch?
Yeah, we don't have a ton of uniqueness when it comes to, our spread. I always got to brag about my mom's cookies because they're awesome cookies. And I think that's one of the more iconic things from our spread, and people always love those. But besides that, there aren't a ton that are like, this is a standout, really good spread setup. I definitely think that we have a pretty solid reputation. Like I'm not saying anybody's going to be, writing home, wow, Stony Kill had such a great spread this month, but I don't think anyone's ever going to write home and say that it was bad.
Mm-hmm. So 7.2, would you say?
I'd take a 7.2, but like I said, you gotta provide some sort of rubric so we can figure out where those points are coming from.
But you guys don't you don't have a pavilion. Like, do you have power?
We've got power and we've got easy ups that we can set up, in case of weather.
What's an easy up?
Pop-up tent.
Oh,
like a pop-up tent type of thing. Yeah, we get to leech off the town hall that's right there, so we get to get that power.
So it's that side of the parking lot is where that is all set up, like around that entranceway? Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so Kat on our squad posted the points and such. And this guy, Brian Carl, decides to comment asking about point deductions for a bad spread.
Right. So I thought like maybe some part of the conversation had been deleted, or was he on Chains?
I believe he's on Team Chainsbury. Like, I don't see a Brian Carl, but I'm assuming that's not his actual last name. People tend to do middle names on Facebook or whatever. But he wasn't even there, to say the least.
Yeah. He's just starting some shit.
Yeah, he just shot out of the blue. I don't even understand.
Yeah, there's no Brian on the Chains roster. No. I'm looking at it. Yeah, so he's just starting some shit. Yeah. Whoever he is.
But I appreciated Luke from Barry and Aaron Knickerbocker, who is an ex-Stony Killer and now on the Norbrook Narwhals. Both came in and defended us, so I appreciated that.
Yep, I feel like we ate.
I appreciated Kat's clap back when she said how many points get deducted for being a sore loser. Hell yeah, you go, girl.
Yeah.
So there wasn't any weirdness there. Like, you guys had your spread set up and it was what you do. And you fed us just fine. I didn't hear any complaints out of Wedge when you fed us.
Yeah. I do want to point out that Kat and Randy both spent the time to make a vegan dish. They did vegan curry and vegan apple nana bread.
Yep.
Because one of the players on Chainsbury is vegan. And yeah, I just wanted to give them a shout out. So yeah, just had to address it. But yeah, I think we're fine.
That's cool. So we got Team Tank at 4-0, Wedge at 3-1, Daisy Owls 2-1, Pelham also 2-1, Stony Kill 2-3, Newton Hill 1-2, Chainsbury 1-3, and the Goats 0-4. And it says here, Wedge at Team Tank, the 20th. So that's not this weekend, Jack. It's next weekend?
That's right.
When's your next match?
My specific next match is this coming weekend for New York Team Challenge, but our next New England Team Challenge match is at Wedge towards the end of February.
We're canceling that one.
I want to say 24th, it looks like.
All right.
Yeah, that's got Naomi mad. I could pick you up on the way. I'm swinging right through Chatham to go to that match.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. In fact, I drove right through Chatham today. We just rented our ski house for February.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I will be leaving the ski house that we're paying for to go play some disc golf. It's not a popular decision in my house.
If we didn't have a match that day, I'd go caddy for somebody.
Yeah, that's going to be an important match for playoff consideration. I think if we win that one, I think we'll have a very solid chance of making playoffs. And if we lose, then as long as we don't lose too terribly, I think we're pretty safe from relegation.
Nice. We should at least go over. So this weekend is New York Team Challenge and Chatham Hill Country Club. Who are you guys playing and where?
We're hosting as well, so we got to make sure we get all our tee pads cleared off with the snow this week. Where is the schedule for this week?
Rookie of the year. It's so fleeting.
If Facebook could ever make things easy to search for, that would make things a lot easier.
Yeah, or
online.
even
How don't you just know? You should just know that. Blaming Facebook for a problem that you created.
I'm managing 2 teams here. I got a lot to pay attention to. We're
Rant
hosting
for Discord
Burbine.
coming in 5, 4.
Yeah,
That's the Beast of Burbine?
Beasts of Burbine are coming to SK.
All right.
And I want to say we came pretty close to even with them in singles last year at Burbine, and then lost a bunch in doubles. But I have a pretty good feeling that we'll be all right. You know, Chatham Hill's, not to disparage my own team, but we did not have the greatest record last year. But I think we've got a pretty good chance of defending at home turf.
All right. And Kyle, you play for Central Park. What's the team name?
I think it's Central Park Roses, something like that. I don't know. I think it's undecided, but
All right. Who are you playing and where?
playing against Corey, we're playing
It's not just me.
whatever. Drellman's Garage at J Park. It's gonna be a good match. I think on paper, Drellman probably beats us. We're not looking too hot this year, but it'll be fun.
Which is going to be interesting because we already know how the park gets with just rain. And then now we just got, 5 to 8 inches of snow in the surrounding
And
area.
it's supposed to rain like a motherfucker for the next 2 days.
Yep.
And they're
Yep.
talking like up to 60-mile-per-hour winds.
Ooh, that's what I want to play in.
That'll blow all the water off of the...
Yeah. should dry it out pretty good.
Yeah.
And take every tree down.
So it'll be interesting if we have to come up with some type of alternate layout or whatever to make the course navigable, depending on how the conditions get. But
Yeah, those rain on snow events are really what overwhelm even like normal stormwater systems. It's like they're built to, you know, handle just about any singular storm. But then if you get snow on the ground and the rain melts all the snow, it's 2 storms at once, and that's what tends to overwhelm it.
I feel like no drainage system is ready for anything right now.
Yeah.
no.
It's just so wet already.
But this is pretty much like a must win for J Park. We really kind of need this one. So here's to hoping it happens against Central Park.
Man, I'm flashing back to like last year when Corey was a lot more
Cocky?
confident. And cocky. Yeah,
Oh, I'm 100% confident. I hope they put me up against their top player. And then guess what? It's not Kyle Hirsch. Dave Hudson. I want
Yeah,
your
I was going
ass.
to say Dave Hudson.
That guy only plays Central Park or Heiser Creek anyways.
Highest rated player in disc cap.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I didn't preface that with the full government name. Disc cap area highest rated player, the David Hudson. But yeah, I'm pretty sure he beat me at first tracks the past week anyways.
And Jaimen, who you guys got? Mind kill.
We are going down to the Tower of Power to witness this epic spread.
Oh, yeah. They've been bragging about that.
I will say, Kevin, this epic spread is very accommodating. He actually reached out to me last night and was like, hey, I know you're vegetarian. What can I grill you?
Grilled mac and cheese.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to bring some veggie burgers. But that was very nice of him. I don't think any of the New England teams has asked if anybody on our team has any dietary things. And now that I'm thinking about it, next time I'll let them know that Kyle only eats chicken nuggets.
And mac and cheese.
And cheese
No, I
pizza.
want to see if we can get a plate of chicken nuggets out there.
Well, they had a McDonald's down the street. Imagine they just had a plate of like 320 pieces.
Hey,
sitting in the cold.
that's what Trump got, like the entire
Oh, yeah, the
football
full
team, right?
yeah. I
What a
stole them by
meal.
the time I got 'em.
Well, McDonald's just doesn't really age, so it probably got a little lukewarm, but
That's true. I think they generate their own heat.
true, they're self-sustaining.
Have you played that course before, Jaimen?
Yeah, I've played it a couple times. It's a super fun course. I don't know what layouts we'll be playing there. Knowing Kevin, I have a feeling whites are going to be mixed in there somewhere. We might do both rounds from the whites because I'm assuming there's a bunch of snow down there. But yeah, I got to go buy a pair of boots because I am unprepared.
I was going to say, speaking of drainage issues, that's another course that's known for being very wet. So be ready for that.
Yeah, maybe I'll just get like some muck boots. Wear those all day.
And what's the other match, Jason? Who are we missing? And while you're looking at that, what is the match of the weekend?
Yeah, definitely Wilcox at Saratoga. You guys have mentioned that. They're both undefeated.
Yeah, I was going to say, those are both powerhouse teams.
So somebody's going home with their undefeated record broken.
And they're playing at Saratoga?
I think so. I just had it up.
I think because we were talking about that. I feel like I favored Saratoga over Wilcox at Saratoga.
Yeah, it's Wilcox at Saratoga.
What about you, Kyle? What do you think?
Wilcox wins that match, 100%. Saratoga's got a few star players, but I think they're kind of mediocre.
But it's their course. If you go to Saratoga's course, it's birdie or die. They shoot like 14 down.
That's
Wilcox
what I was thinking.
they don't go there. That's too far south. They're going to be like, what's this course?
Yeah, I don't know. Saratoga, the shots are nothing special. It's just, I think just the best players will win. It's just really open putter shots. So
I feel like a lot of the holes there, though, are like those like kind of like in between distances for a lot of people where it's kind of too far for maybe a confident putter or mid range, but not far enough for a fairway, and you kind of get like lose a little bit of confidence not knowing which one to go with. Okay, just me.
Yeah, I kind of feel like Wilcox is like going to be really tough to beat.
Yeah.
I think they might be the team to beat this season for sure, but we'll see.
I don't think that's true. I think Mindkill's team, ratings wise, on paper, you guys are probably the strongest by like 20 rating points. If you guys would have 100% won last year, if you had your full team, and then I'd be pretty upset if you didn't win this year.
He means if Ryan ever showed up.
Yeah, the thing is, if our roster is really good, but we have difficulty getting our full team to show up. Back this weekend, and we're definitely short some players.
Yeah, just make sure I play against Cranky.
What is that? We're the 2021 Nets.
So we'll talk about that next week. Speaking of Cranky, I just wanted to point this out. He said he didn't play first tracks, Corey. After finishing last and last tracks, he decided to sleep in and just mail in the tag order. So I don't know who someone thought was me. It's possible I was mistaken. It's possible that somebody just was pointing out somebody who was cranky. And I was like, oh, that guy's cranky. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, right.
Because I was going to say, I would have definitely like recognized if Kevin was there. I would have heard him or saw him, or he would have shouted at me.
All right. So last week in disc golf, this is for January 1st through 7th. We're going to go through over under, but I've changed it. Jack, over under for Monday through Friday, 8.5.
8.5, you dick. Under.
Jaimen, Monday through Friday, 8.5. Over under.
I'm gonna go over.
Got him.
Corey?
Under.
Alex?
You know, we've been struggling to get to 6 the last few times, but that's a really high over-under to not have, some backup for it. So I'm going to go with over on that.
Oh, we got 2 of them.
And Kyle.
Wait, what's the question again?
So last week in disc golf, just events that I was able to find with very minimal research. From Monday through Friday, were there more than 8.5 on New Year's week?
Okay.
That's
I'm
important.
Say under. I'm going to
You're going to say under? Who said over?
Me and Alex.
Jaimen and Alex. Okay. And everybody else said under. All right.
Kind of wanted to call the on.
Yeah, I went with 8.5 because I didn't want, because somehow I did 6. But I figured bump it up a little bit because it is New Year's week and a lot of stuff is played on New Year's Day. And first tracks does count. We're just not going over the results because we already did. So last week in disc golf, January 1st through 7th, Monday, Panthorn had New Year's dubs. Corey Bergen and Mark Franchischette shot a minus 19. I don't know the layout, but they might have played 47 holes. I don't know.
Jesus.
Like I said, first tracks counts. We already went over the results. Ethan Hatters won. Good job, Ethan. Then we had the Heckscher Hangover, the new AWFL or awful layout, 22 holes. Third place, William Pagnazzi shot a minus 9. Chris Ward shot a minus 10. And winning at a minus 13, Filth Raskinator, Philip Rascona. Tuesday, Winter Glow at Wilcox Memorial, Main 18 Red Tees, was a tie for first between Zach McDonald and Scott Duncan at even par. Wednesday, we had deadbeat doubles. 8 Souls shot yellows. Andy Romansky and Eric Stevenson took it down at a minus 8. And typically I try not to go negative, but I was asked to talk about a particular player.
Oh.
I'd like to point out that this player played 5 straight days of disc golf and was probably exhausted and or sore from playing.
That is no excuse for the player that you're talking about and what he is capable of doing during any given round.
Jack, do you remember Matt Baxter Lucino's drive off a hole 1?
Yeah, I think it went backwards.
Yeah, he grip locked and
yeah, so I don't know if you know FDR hole 1, but if you do, the tee pad for 1, typically most players throw it towards one of the 2 baskets that are on 1. But I think Matty threw his for yellow 9.
Yeah, he actually ended up with a good result, like a decent shot if you were playing 9 yellow.
If you're playing 9 yellow, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is a 4.
Well, that was, I would say, one of his better drives on the day.
God.
On hole 2, his drive ended up about 10 feet to the left of the tee pad.
Oh.
I honestly thought it was going to be a practice throw, but he released it about a second after I thought that.
Yeah.
I was like, why did he let go? But
yeah, right. You might as well just hang on to that, wait till you come around again, and then throw it.
I don't remember every one of the holes, but like hole 8 and 13 had similar results with a little more distance.
Yeah, and Matt wanted you to broadcast all this.
He said, he's
tell
like
everyone
out there. The good news is that he played with Kyle Young, so Kyle had to play somewhat conservatively.
Yeah,
and me and my teammate were able to tie him. That was really the only.
That's pretty good. You get up against Kyle Young and you tie him. Now you were paired with Bill Bird.
Is that who I was paired with?
Is that right? Yeah, I think so. So you and Bill managed to beat Kyle.
No, well, tied.
Oh, tied Kyle. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, they actually took the lead on 17, but then bogeyed 18. So
yeah.
With, I might add, a putt by Matt. He hit the birdie putt.
Matt can completely and totally play disc golf.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've seen him drive the disc. I've seen him park a hole. I've seen him make long putts, short putts. I've seen him be reliable for long stretches, but I've always also seen him throw for yellow 9 when he was trying to throw for 1.
Yeah, I think it was just one of, like I said, 5 days in a row of disc golf, and whether it's just weariness, you're just not focused. But he's right to point it out, because it's not like he's a new player who's, I'm not going to pick on for having a hard time. He's an established player who had just a rough
round. Yeah, sure.
To Kyle's credit, he wasn't exactly playing conservative. That's probably why we tied and they didn't beat us by a few strokes. He's like, you know what? You threw it 10 feet away. I'm still going for it. You know what I mean?
Right.
He didn't really, he was playing it like he was playing it.
What I will say, I've seen Matt up and down. And what I love about Matt is that he still has fun, whether he's, having an up day or down day. And
never saw him throw anything, kick anything. He just rolled with it,
Right.
And to Kyle's credit too, he just laughed half the time. He felt bad some of the times, but he rolled with it.
I've played with players who have blow up games who can then really taint the round with just the vibe. And that's not Matt. Matt is always great to be on a card with, and it's great to see him do well. And when he's not doing well, he still keeps himself in a good headspace and keeps it fun.
Yeah. So that's 5 events halfway through Wednesday. We also had Northway Putting League Winter 2024 Week 5. Had 2 players in the junior division. Ryder came in second, Granger, who is not running away with it, but he's got a solid lead overall in first place. Women's division had 30 players, 6 of them new. Had a tie for second between Amber S., Danielle W., and Olivia C. And your winner with 13 points, Caitlin Clay.
Oh, yeah, Caitlin.
The men, 67 players, 6 of which were new. Fourth place, we had Tyler Calzada with 16 points. Adam N., which I assume Adam Nelson.
Yep, probably.
Third place with 17 points. Second place with 22 points, Kyle Hirsch. That was your first time out there, right, Kyle?
Yeah, it was my first time.
Corey dragged you out?
He did, yeah.
I didn't hear Corey's name so far. Was he on that list? I didn't even look.
You got to scroll down.
Listen.
15 points, that's solid.
I brought the winner, the almost winner, to the putting league.
Honestly, Corey, had I known, I probably would have gone to 5th place. But if I had gone to 5th place, Corey would have been there.
Oh, I came in 5th? Oh, that's better than I thought I did.
15 points? At least a tie.
Bad.
Yeah. I wasn't, I see Ryan J. also had 15. Yeah, not too shabby. But yeah, you are. It's like more than one scroll to get to you, though. That's
and Kyle hit the ace pot, right?
I was going to get to that, but yep. Kyle and Chris S. Now, Kyle, do you split the $78 or was that $78 each?
I think we split it. I haven't gotten it yet because I left early.
Ah, that's fair. That makes sense because that's about normally it's around 70 something bucks. So
yeah.
All right. And your winner with 23 points, Jaimen Hume. Bogey free. What does bogey free mean, Jaimen?
So there's 9 holes. You go around twice and you get 2 putts at each station each time. If you don't get a 0 on any of them, that's bogey free. Meaning
of those 2 putts, you hit at least one of them.
Yep.
And that was worth $412.
Yep.
And this is only the second time that's happened?
Yep.
Man, you're very talkative tonight, Jaimen.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I'm asking you yes or no questions.
I love the color he adds, the description, the texture that he weaves.
Sorry. Yes.
No, you're fine. Do you remember who had the first one?
Tyler Calzada. He actually had it the first week of putting league at Northway that Greg has done. So that was, I think, 3 years ago. I think this is the 5th league, but the first year there were 3 leagues.
Nice.
So yeah, it's been a while.
I see that also vaulted you ahead of Joe Karen, who's in 3rd place at 68 points. You're now in 2nd overall at 71 points, and Tyler Calzada is in the lead at 75 points.
Yeah, the race is getting a little tighter up at the top, and I'm happy to be up there. It's the best 10 out of 12 weeks.
Well, what's impressive is you top 3 each have missed a week, and then it's a few spots down before you get to anybody else who's missed a week. That's total points up to now. So even with the skip week is what I'm saying is you guys are still top 3.
Yeah, no, I think that's going to help a lot in the long run. I think there's going to be a race to the finish. I've been practicing a lot more and trying to keep more consistent. Just getting a little bit of practice in every day has helped me tremendously, kind of get my putt back a little bit. I shoveled out my practice basket and threw like 30, 40 putts today just to, keep that motion going and hopefully get my putt back because, boy, has it been missing for a little while.
So, yeah, week 5, almost halfway through Northway Putting League Winter 2024.
And is that 6 events now?
That is 6 events. And then we go to Thursday. Bridgeport Thursday handicap, nothing. So no.
Good.
But we had Disc Beat Club Season 3. Stephen P. Wallace, regular tees, 18 holes, whites. 3rd place, Mark Stryker, got him 5 points. 2nd place, Mark Spalding, got 6. And in 1st place, got 7 points, Greg Kurtz, which puts our overall standings top 5 through however many weeks this is. Eric Struna in 5th place with 19 points. Mel Gallagher in 4th with 22. Kevin Cranky in 3rd place with 24 points. 2nd place, Greg Kurtz at 25.5. And your leader with 29.5 points, Mark Stryker. Also on Thursday, Wedge Putting League at Captain Lawrence had their first official week. I think they did a practice week the week before. So in the amateur division, your winner with 164 points was Steven Oleskovic. Mike Smith in 2nd would have been much easier to pronounce.
Yeah. Pick it up, Mike.
Yeah, they had 13 players in the amateur division. The women's division had 4 players. Kristen Bruno McDonald won that with a 126. This won't be the last time you've heard of her or Zach. The McDonalds are all over last week in disc golf. And the pro division had 6 players. Zach McDonald in 3rd, Patrick Rowan in 2nd at 132, and Chris Lucier won it at 143. So Stephen Oleskovic had the highest overall. Was there any difference, Jack, between amateur and women's and pro, like as far as the layout?
No, same layout.
So Stephen was your overall winner.
Yeah, that's right.
Heck yeah.
Naomi Bradley also ran. That's Chris Lucier's favorite thing to say, that somebody played but didn't do well.
Also ran, didn't come in last.
Yeah, and didn't come in last, yeah.
Yeah, that's not also ran, that's ran. So what does that put us at? 7.
Corey, we're not going to make it.
Friday, Beacon Putting League, week 5. 3rd place, 100 points, Kristen McDonald. 2nd place at 111 points was Zach McDonald. And your winner, back-to-back weeks, I believe, at 120 points is Josh. Just Josh. So we finished with 8, so it was under.
Almost.
Yeah, we got him.
Unders
We got him, boys.
Oh, thank God. That was so close there. I was scared.
Wasn't falling for that bait.
Saturday, Bridgeport Singles League, A pool was Tyler Taburin, shot an even par for the A pool. And in the B pool, Manny Arias shot a +6. Saturday also had the Kisco Classic, which we will likely get to next week. And Sunday was snowed out. A bunch of events were posted, but I don't think any of them actually ran. So, disc or no disc, a couple points. We did an end-of-year quiz, and Jaimen won. But I did forget a couple things. Ryan Travis was a guest. I don't know if you listened to that one episode. He's at the end.
Oh, yeah.
I added him on there. Ryan Travis 148343.
There you go.
And then Brian, I didn't realize this, that Brian was actually a guest. Jason guessed him, Brian Bickersmith, because he was on the
draft.
The draft week. Yeah, he was in the
right.
draft.
Yeah.
So I totally forgot about that. Jason got an extra point, but it didn't matter. That just tied him for 2nd with Corey. Jaimen won and comes in to 2024 with 1 victory.
All right. So it's already over for Corey, right?
Yep.
Not until Jaimen gets 2.
All right.
I'm hoping for that sometime before December.
Kyle, who would you like as your teammate, knowing that the other 3 are probably on the other team?
Well, I know Alex seems like he's really good at this, so I'm going to have to pick Alex.
All right. So
All right.
Jaimen, Jack, and Corey.
This is going to be easy claps.
It's a scary team to be up against, Kyle, but I think we can do it.
Kyle will give you the dumb answers, like the Justin Bieber questions and stuff like that. He'll be good at knowing some of that stuff, but hope you don't need to know anything from the 60s or 70s.
Yeah, I have a feeling if we get, 80s movies or anything older than that, where neither of us are going to know those.
Well, the questions go where the discs are made. So I got 2 categories. Alex and Kyle, without knowing what the categories are, would you like category 1 or category 2?
You got a preference, Kyle?
Let's go with 1.
Sounds good to me.
All right. Question 1, category 1. If you hike Black Butte in Oregon, you'll find what type of pine tree that's also the name of the Cartwright Ranch on Bonanza? If you hike Black Butte in Oregon, you'll find what type of pine that's also the name of the Cartwright Ranch on Bonanza?
I don't know anything about trees.
And I don't know anything about Bonanza, so...
We got this one, guys.
Yeah, maybe.
Name some trees. Oak, pine.
Well,
Pine?
it's a type of pine.
Mm-hmm.
Pine is a disc. Oh, you said pine?
What type of pine?
So we know it's a type of pine. What are types of pines? There's a white pine. That's all I got.
Yeah, this is all you here. I know nothing about trees.
Yeah, all I've got is white pine.
Sure.
You guys go with white?
Sure.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Ponderosa.
Ponderosa.
Is the Ponderosa a disc?
Yes, it's an AGL disc, I think.
Oh, man. Hope it doesn't go the same way that my favorite restaurant goes. Yes, it's a disc, Pat.
You go with that, Jack?
Yeah, oh yeah. I never argue with these people about these things.
Above ground level, April 30th, 2020.
Ever seen one of those giant pine cones that everybody's like, oh, these are from California? That's a Ponderosa pine cone.
Good to know.
During the round, I told Greg Kurtz, I was like, hey, I want to get a disc or no disc. And I never saw him after the round. I was going to try to get him recorded for it, but...
Not the most itinerant.
So what do you guys want? Jaimen, Jack, Corey, category 1 or 2?
2.
Yep.
Sure.
Corey speaks for us in terms of categories. He will call all of our categories for the evening.
Okay.
All right. Question 1, category 2. What sign that a male gorilla is entering his prime shows up around age 12 and gives him a colorful name? What sign that a male gorilla is entering his prime shows up around age 12 and gives him a colorful name?
That would be a silverback, right?
Yeah,
I like it.
That's what I was thinking.
Is the silverback a disc?
I'm going to say yeah. I feel like it's a Lone Star disc.
Yeah, of course it is.
Agreed.
disc.
Gorilla Performance Discs, December 26th, 2023.
That makes no
Gorilla
sense.
Performance. What does that even mean? I mean,
How do
I
they
was
spell
not putting
gorilla? Like,
Gorilla.
okay, so that makes sense.
Uh,
Silverback.
Gorilla, like Gorilla Forces. That sounds a lot more badass, though.
Alex and Kyle, what do you think?
We gotta go with category 2, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, let's go with 2.
All right, question 2, category 2. Saying he'd seen Hawaiian natives do it. A Harvard student started a fad in the late 1930s by swallowing what? Saying he'd seen Hawaiian natives do it. A Harvard student in the late 1930s started a fad by swallowing what?
A sword? Some sort of flaming torch or
I
something?
was thinking fire,
Okay.
but yeah, I don't have none of the context for the question is helping me. Yeah, all I've got is fire.
Fire sounds good. Yeah, sure.
What do you think, Jaimen, Jack, and Corey?
I didn't mind that sword guess.
Yep. I thought that was a pretty good guess, Kyle. Thank you very much.
Nice.
I like goldfish.
I don't know anything about Hawaiians or the 1930s and what people from back then were capable of.
I don't either.
Like it's a common gag. I don't think they actually swallow goldfish.
Question was started a fad, because if they started a fad, then I feel like sword swallowing started a lot older than the 1930s.
I don't know. I think that's what they want you to think. I think that in the 1930s, attributing something to the Hawaiians was a very low-hanging fruit explanation as to something, and it made it seem exotic. It seems like something that you'd see at like a traveling road show.
I'm saying goldfish, and I'm sticking with it.
Ooh, can we vote?
Yeah, absolutely. We can vote.
I mean,
All
I'm
right.
only saying sword because Kyle said it and it sounded okay. But if Jack seems pretty solid on goldfish.
Yeah, that's fair. I do want the answer to be goldfish.
Yeah, goldfish.
I feel like it's a college pranky thing. It's the first thing that popped into my head. It's like
Did
sword
they
was the
even
first
have
thing that popped into my head,
colleges
but
in the 1930s.
Goldfish. I like goldfish. Is the goldfish a disc? I mean, we know the sword's a disc.
Yeah, goldfish.
Let's go with it.
All right.
Is the goldfish a disc?
Oh, no way. Yeah, of course it is.
Heck yeah.
No way does Jack know anything.
Yeah, I thought you guessed.
Useful.
Useful. Yeah, no, yeah, there's a qualifier.
It's a disc. Of course it is.
We've come this far, yeah.
I'm sorry, no.
Oh,
Yeah, I saw that coming.
all right. Jesus.
But that was a steal. So what do you guys got?
Let's go back to 1 and see if it's more tree questions.
All right.
Question 2, category 1. What small flowering tree with a bark much worse than its bite is the state tree of both Missouri and Virginia? What small flowering tree with a bark much worse than its bite is the state tree of both Missouri and Virginia?
Dogwood.
Is the dogwood a disc?
I think that's another AGA disc. AGL. Fuck.
Yes, it's a disc.
Yes.
Above ground level, October 9th, 2023.
Wow.
Who is this company, and
Who
why
is
do you
this
know so much
company?
about them?
I've heard of them before.
Above ground level. They're out of San Jose.
All I
making
can
that
think
up.
of is AG1.
I'm not making that up.
Alex and Kyle, no pressure, but what do you got?
I'm feeling like I've got a good hold on what the categories are for each one, but I feel like 2 is going to be easier.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right.
The animal for which what computer program is named is actually a red panda. The animal for which what computer program is named is actually a red panda.
Think of any red panda.
Well, so it seems like it's one thing, but it's actually a red panda.
Yep.
The first thing that's jumping into my head is Firefox,
I was thinking that too.
because
but
I
that
would have
does look
assumed
like
it was a
fox.
fox.
That seems like a good guess, especially for the category theme.
Yeah, we're thinking it's got to be animal similar. Well, obviously, because it's a red panda. Yeah, I think I'm happy with Firefox.
Yeah.
Is the Firefox a disc?
Damn it! I thought there was no
All right.
way you guys were going to get that one.
Didn't get blanked, at least. We were on the board.
Gut feeling tells me it's not.
Yeah, the instinct is no. Yeah, I'm not even going to argue with myself. I like saying no here.
Let's say no.
You are correct.
Nice.
We're getting there.
Jaimen, Jack, Corey, what do you got? Or
One.
actually, Corey, yeah. What,
Category 1.
Juniper and maple are good trees to use in what cultivating art whose name comes from plant in a tray in Japanese? Juniper and maple are good trees to use in what cultivating art whose name comes from plant in a tree in Japanese?
Bonsai.
Bonsai?
Yep.
Is the bonsai a disc?
It is.
Yeah. That sounds like a really good disc name.
You good with that?
Yep.
Yes.
I'm sorry, no.
What? I could have sworn I've come across a goddamn bonsai in this stupid bin over here.
It might be there might be a BANZAI.
Banzi.
Bonsai, right?
Yeah, it's still bonsai. It's just it means something different.
Yeah, I was seeing a DGA Bonsai, BANZAI.
Yep. I think I'm going to give you that. But
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, Kyle.
well, I was going to look it up too, but you spelled because you spelled it exactly like that. So yeah, that's DGA Disc Golf Association, February 26, 2018. Yeah, that's one I wouldn't even have thought to
To double
look
check
up a
for
different alternate
for
spelling.
homonyms.
Yeah. All right, Alex and Kyle, we're halfway through. It is 9-2.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need to win all the doubles matches.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's go with 2, right?
Yeah. I think we're sticking with 2.
Although called a toad, what North American animal is actually a lizard that feeds mainly on ants? Although called a toad, what North American animal is actually a lizard that feeds mainly on ants?
All right. So it's got to have toad in its name.
Nothing's coming to mind here.
Michigan 17-10. Washington's coming back.
I just pulled it up.
Can't think of anything.
Like spotted toad, maybe. I got nothing other than that.
Sure, doesn't really fit the theme, but I can't think of a better
Yeah.
answer.
It's like tangentially the theme.
Sure.
I think we're confirming that one.
Yeah.
You go spotted toad?
Yep.
What do you think, JJC?
They turned him into a horny toad.
So we were taking horned or horny toad. Are either of those, the horned or the horny toad, a disc?
Yes.
Yes.
You guys good with that?
Yeah.
Lone Star Discs, July 31st, 2023. The horny toad. All right. JJC, what category?
1.
Because of its feng shui symbolism and its coin-shaped leaves, the jade plant is often referred to by what name? Because of its feng shui symbolism and its coin-shaped leaves, the jade plant is often referred to by what name?
I think it's a money tree. I feel like
That's where
I
I was
remember
going.
this disc being released by AGL semi-recently.
I'm with you.
I guess, yeah, I'm with him.
Is the money tree a disc?
Yes, of course it is. And not because I just heard Jaimen say that.
Say that
he just
it
seen
was a disc. No, it's on Corey's own merit.
Mhm.
And I'm with Corey.
Above ground level, November 13th, 2023.
Oh my God.
Told you, Jack.
All right, Alex and Kyle, what do you got?
2.
Yep. Sticking with 2.
Is this winnable?
No.
No.
Okay.
There's 8 points left on the board, I think.
Sepia officinalis is the scientific name of what creature that secretes sepia? Sepia officinalis is the scientific name of what creature that secretes sepia?
Yeah, that's a tough one. Creature that secretes sepia. You got anything for me, Kyle? Here.
Poisonous dart frog. There's no way there's a disc named that, but it sounds cool.
I mean, I got nothing. Frogs secrete stuff.
Sure.
What's that?
Poisonous dart frog. Going with that.
Yep.
What do you got, JJC?
I haven't the faintest.
No, I really liked
Yeah.
poisonous dart frog.
Yeah, I thought that was a good guess.
Secretes sepia.
What's sepia? I thought that's like what turns photographs
Yeah, like that brownie color.
old timey. Yeah.
Okay, so what creature are they secreting sepia from to do that?
Do you guys know what the theme for this category is? I've got like kind of an idea, but nothing like
It
narrowed
seems
down.
to just be. Is it not just animals?
Well, there was gorilla, there was firefox,
Okay.
A toad.
horny toad.
Horny toad. Yeah, it seems to be sort of wide animal ranging.
Okay.
Skunk.
Oh, that's not bad.
Okay. Okay.
You good with that?
Yeah.
Looking for the cuttlefish.
Cuttlefish.
Oh.
Okay, would not have. No, I don't even know what that looks like.
Is the cuttlefish a disc?
No.
That
I would guess yes.
surprised number 2.
Yeah.
Corey, what category?
2.
Final question. Category 2. The largest of what reptiles, a male leatherback, measured 9 foot 5.5 inches from nose to tail? The largest of what reptiles, a male leatherback, measured 9 feet 5.5 inches from nose to tail?
Komodo dragon.
That's a big reptile.
Well,
Or
when I
That's the
hear leatherback, I think of turtles.
Largest?
or
Yeah, sure.
turtle. I was going to think of maybe a crocodile or
Alligator or a crocodile?
I'm good with whatever.
Does a leatherback for a turtle sound legit?
So it doesn't sound like a turtle, but like I like the.
Does a
like
9-foot turtle sound legit? Is my question.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
the bigger question. That's a big ass turtle. That's why I don't go into small ponds and streams and whatnot.
Yeah. It's the alligators and turtles and Komodo dragons that are in
I
there.
say crocodile.
All right.
Wait. Can you say the question one more time, Pat?
The largest of what reptiles, a male leatherback, measured 9 feet 5.5 inches from nose to tail?
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
just male.
I would say there's
leatherback.
crocodiles that are bigger than that. Oh, maybe it's males. Yeah.
Are turtles reptiles though?
Turtles might be.
There's some people yelling at us right now.
Yeah.
Turtle.
9-foot turtle?
Turtle, to see if one, Jaimen is wrong, and 2, because it doesn't matter that much. I feel like we
Yeah,
spent too
all
much
right.
time on this question already.
Fine. Turtle.
Can you be more specific?
Oh!
Galapagos turtle?
I think
You said sea turtle?
I think
Box turtle?
leatherback turtles are sea turtles.
Okay, sea turtle.
It's a big ocean out there. You can be 9 feet long in a big ocean.
Sea turtle.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is the sea turtle a disc?
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Wow.
Good job, Jaimen. I said
Thanks.
that to prove you wrong, and you proved me wrong.
That's my swallowing goldfish for the night.
Yeah. I have an answer to a single question. So yeah, sea turtle is a disc. Yeah.
Anybody
Sounds
else
good
agree?
to me.
Yeah, we all agree.
Ocean Discs, December 18th, 2023.
Wow.
Makes
I have
sense.
not heard of this company at all.
Just in time for Christmas.
All right, Alex and Kyle.
There's only ones left, right?
I wasn't asking you the category. I was just telling you the question.
Fair.
If you've ever been to a Stuckey's, you would know that what nut from the state tree of Texas is a Southern pie staple. If you've ever been to a Stuckey's, you would know that what nut from the state tree of Texas is a Southern pie staple.
So I think I know it, but I also don't. Like, I'm gonna say it, and people are gonna yell at me for saying it wrong. Is it pecan?
Not if you're Koch.
How wrong can you say that?
There's an argument whether it's pecan or pecan.
Sure, but I don't find that wildly, like, excitably different.
It is different enough that there are significant
that
arguments
people
about
fight.
it.
Yeah, okay.
You probably dip your pecans in your caramel too.
With your whale nuts.
In the crick on the roof with the pop.
Yeah.
Mm.
You good with that?
Kyle, what do you think?
Yeah, let's do that. Sure.
All right.
I'm sorry, we were looking for the pecan. Is the pecan a disc?
Has Clash made a pecan?
No, definitely never heard of it.
Then I'm thinking no.
I'm good with that.
You are correct.
Nice.
There would be a Clash-esque question to finish it off.
If I had known, I would have gone all Clash questions, but I probably already used them all, so.
I'm surprised Kyle hasn't asked the DMV to give him a personalized license plate that just says Clash on it.
All right, final question for JJC. The wood from what type of tree that begins and ends with an A is said to have been used in making the Ark of the Covenant? The wood from what type of tree that begins and ends with an A is said to have been used in making the Ark of the Covenant?
Acacia?
Yeah, I was going to say acacia.
Mm-hmm. And I was going to say I don't know, but acacia
You
sounds
should have
good.
said acacia, because then you could have had all three.
Get the different pronunciations in there.
Is the acacia a disc?
Yep, of course it is.
I do think so. I think it's another AGL disc.
Above ground level, July 24th.
Oh my gosh.
2023.
Jamin, you've been so wrong about who makes these discs.
You would have killed that on Who Makes This Disc or whatever that
Yeah.
was.
Also a disc golf disc.
Yeah, also
Yeah.
a disc golf disc.
They're a fun company to follow. I follow them on
Mhm.
Facebook. They haven't thrown any of their stuff. Gateway makes all of it, but they're a fun company. It's just some guy in San Jose, California, who's kind of been doing it all. And he's got a little stamp machine, but his daughter likes to help out. So it's always cute to watch.
Oh, that's wild. He's basically the new Element,
Yeah, very similar.
repurposing gateways.
Yeah, so that second category, like we had silverback and goldfish, and I was waiting for copperhead.
I've already used it, though.
Oh.
Yeah, just like Corey with his, what was it, Gila Monster?
Yeah.
I already used that.
I don't even know what you guys were just talking about right there.
Just the answers.
Yeah. Was it like compound words relating to animals or something like that?
Yeah, it was multiple. I mean, I'm really grasping at straws for what discs are left. So yeah, I went with multiple named animals. All right, so thank you, Alex, Corey, Jaimen, Jack, Jason, and Kyle. And sweet up, Hudson.
Thanks.
All right,
Thanks for that.
Thanks,
guys.
Pat.
Pat.
Thanks, guys.